The rented room not on the blueprint. The shaky footage from Emma Carter's phone camera flickers to life, capturing the dim interior of apartment 306 in a dilapidated building on the outskirts of Salem, Massachusetts. It's late September 2025, and the 22-year-old psychology student from California beams with cautious excitement despite the exhaustion etched into her freckled face. "Here it is, my new home," she says, her voice echoing slightly in the cramped space. $400 a month for a place this close to Boston. Total steal. The camera pans across the apartment, peeling wallpaper curls like dead skin, the air carries a musty dampness, and a hulking wooden wardrobe dominates the back wall, its surface scarred with scratches that almost resemble words. As Emma swings the camera toward the wardrobe, a faint whisper slithers through the air, her name, murmured from nowhere. She freezes, her breath catching. "Did you hear that?" The lens sweeps the room, catching nothing but shadows. Emma laughs nervously, muttering, "Probably just the pipes," and shuts off the recording. That night, Emma bolts upright in bed at exactly 3:03 a.m., her heart pounding. Sweat soaks her t-shirt. She's just had a nightmare so vivid it feels like a memory. She's standing in a pitch-black room, surrounded by faceless figures whose mouths move in unison, chanting, "You don't belong here." Their voices are hollow, like wind through a broken window. She fumbles for the light switch, her hands trembling, and checks the apartment. Everything seems normal, except for the security camera she set up in the corner. Later, when she reviews the footage, her blood runs cold. For a fleeting second, her shadow on the wall lags behind her movements, stretching and twisting as if it's trying to peel itself free. The next morning, Emma video calls her friend Jake, a lanky 24-year-old with a mop of dark hair and a laptop plastered with stickers from paranormal podcasts. "This place is giving me the creeps," she says, recounting the dream and the whisper. Jake, sitting in his cluttered Chicago apartment, grins. "You're in Salem, Emma. Everything's got a ghost story." But when she pans the camera toward the wardrobe, his grin fades. "Hold up. You hear anything coming from that thing?" Emma hesitates, then approaches the wardrobe. The air feels colder near it, heavy with a smell like wet earth and something metallic, almost like blood. She pushes the wardrobe aside, revealing a hairline crack in the wall. A draft seeps through, chilling her skin. Shining her phone's flashlight into the crack, she gasps. There's a wooden door, its edges studded with rusted nails and a padlock that's been snapped in half. "This isn't on the blueprint," she whispers, her voice barely audible over the static hum of the call. Emma had gotten the apartment's blueprint from the management office, a faded, photocopied sheet showing a standard one-bedroom layout. No mention of a door behind the wardrobe. Curiosity battles her unease, and with Jake's voice crackling through the call, "Open it, come on." She grabs a screwdriver and pries the door loose. It creaks open, revealing a small, windowless room no bigger than a closet. The walls are cracked concrete, streaked with dark stains that could be mold, or something worse. A single, tarnished mirror hangs crookedly on the far wall, its cloudy glass scratched with jagged lines. The floor is scored with deep claw marks, as if someone had tried to dig their way out. Emma steps inside, her phone trembling in her hand. When her fingers brush the mirror, a sharp jolt shoots through her, like static but colder, deeper. For a split second, the reflection isn't hers, it's a girl with hollow white eyes, her mouth stretched impossibly wide in a silent scream, her hands pressed against the glass as if trying to break through. Emma screams, stumbling back, dropping her phone. The screen goes black, capturing only her ragged breathing. When she recovers, Emma calls Mrs. Hargrove, the landlord, a gaunt woman with eyes like empty wells who'd handed her the keys with a cryptic warning, "Don't open things that aren't yours, girl." Over the phone, Mrs. Hargrove's voice is flat, almost robotic. "Some doors are better left shut," she says before hanging up. Emma's unease grows, but she pushes it down, chalking it up to stress and an overactive imagination. She's a psychology major, after all, she knows how the mind can play tricks. That night, the nightmares return, more vivid and suffocating. Emma dreams she's a man, trapped in a room engulfed in flames. Smoke chokes her lungs, and the heat blisters her skin. She hears a child's screams, desperate and raw, but she can't move, her body pinned by an invisible weight. When she wakes, gasping, the smell of smoke clings to her clothes. Her hands shake as she checks her arms, no burns, but a red bruise circles her wrist, like a handprint. She grabs her phone and records a video diary, her voice unsteady. I don't know what's happening. It's like I'm dreaming someone else's memories. The next day, Emma visits the Salem Public Library, a Gothic building with creaking floors and the faint smell of old paper. She digs through microfilm archives, her fingers trembling as she scrolls through grainy newspaper clippings. A 1983 article stops her cold. Local man kills family in hidden room, then himself. Robert Klein, a resident of her building, murdered his wife, Margaret, and their 12-year-old daughter, Abigail, in a room that didn't appear on any blueprints. The police searched the building but found no trace of it, and the case became one of Salem's enduring mysteries. The article includes a blurry photo of Abigail, a pale girl with wide, haunted eyes. Emma's stomach twists. She's seen those eyes before, in the mirror. Back at the apartment, Emma records another video, her face pale under the harsh light of her desk lamp. I think this place is wrong, she says, her voice cracking. I keep dreaming things that aren't mine. And that room, she pans the camera to the wardrobe, now pushed permanently aside, the door to the hidden room slightly ajar. The footage catches a faint sound, a low, rhythmic scratching, like nails on wood. Emma doesn't notice it at the time, but viewers will later point it out in the comments section of her uploaded videos, speculating about what it could mean. The nightmares grow worse. In one, Emma is a little girl, Abigail, she's sure, tied to a chair in a dark, freezing room. A man's voice, low and guttural, laughs from the shadows, saying, "The gate needs blood." When Emma wakes, she finds a frayed piece of rope under her pillow, its fibers caked with something dark and sticky. She gags, tossing it into the corner, and records another video, her voice frantic. This wasn't here yesterday. I don't know where it came from. The security camera, still running, captures something else, a shadow flits across the hidden room's doorway, too quick to be human. Emma reaches out to Jake again, who's now obsessed with her story. He drives up from Chicago, arriving with a duffel bag full of gear, an EMF meter, a thermal camera, and a notebook filled with scribbled theories about nexus points, places where trauma or energy gets trapped, creating a bridge between the living and the dead. In the hidden room, the EMF meter screeches, its needle pinned to the red. This is off the charts, Jake says, his usual bravado replaced by unease. This room, it's like a magnet for pain. Whatever happened here, it's still happening. They find Abigail's diary under a loose floorboard, its pages yellowed and brittle. The entries start innocently, Abigail writing about school, her favorite books, but grow darker. Father says the mirror will open the gate, one page reads. He says we'll live forever if we give them what they want. The final entry is a scrawl, they're in the glass. They see me. I can't leave. Emma's hands shake as she reads aloud, her voice barely a whisper. Jake, filming with his own camera, zooms in on the mirror. For a moment, the footage glitches, and the reflection shows not Emma and Jake, but a man with hollow eyes, his hands stained red, standing behind them. Neither notices until later, when they review the tape. The apartment grows stranger. Lights flicker at random, even when Emma flips the breaker off. The air feels thick, like breathing through wet cloth. Emma's dreams bleed into her waking hours. She sees flashes of the burning room while doing dishes, hears the little girl's screams while brushing her teeth. One night, she wakes to find herself standing in the hidden room, clutching a kitchen knife she doesn't remember grabbing. The mirror pulses with a sickly green light, and her reflection grins at her, its teeth too sharp, its eyes too empty. She drops the knife, screaming, and runs to the living room, where Jake is crashing on the couch. "It's not safe here," she sobs. "It's in my head." Jake sets up more cameras, determined to document everything. The thermal camera shows cold spots moving in the hidden room, like invisible figures circling the mirror. The EMF meter spikes erratically, even when unplugged. They decide to confront whatever's in the room, armed with salt, sage, and a crowbar, Jake's half-serious attempt at paranormal protocol. But as they step inside, the door slams shut behind them, the lock clicking despite being broken. The temperature plummets, their breath visible in the air. The mirror glows brighter, and the claw marks on the floor seem to writhe, like veins under skin. Emma's phone, still recording, captures the chaos. Shadows pour from the mirror, faceless and formless, their limbs stretching unnaturally as they reach for her. The whispers become a deafening chorus, "Stay with us. Feed the gate." Emma screams as invisible hands claw at her, leaving scratches on her arms. Jake swings the crowbar, but it passes through the shadows like smoke. The room shakes, cracks splintering the walls, and the mirror pulses like a heartbeat. Emma, in a blind panic, grabs a chunk of broken concrete and smashes the mirror. Glass shards explode outward, and the light dies. The shadows vanish, and the room falls silent, save for Emma's and Jake's ragged breathing. They stumble out, racing down the stairs. The building is unnaturally quiet, no hum of appliances, no murmur of neighbors. The hallway feels longer than it should, the fluorescent lights flickering in a pattern that almost resembles Morse code. When they reach the parking lot, Emma looks back at the building. Every window is dark, as if the entire complex has been abandoned overnight. Jake's camera catches one last shot, a faint green glow pulsing from the third-floor window of apartment 306. Emma and Jake leave Salem at dawn, their belongings stuffed into Jake's beat-up Honda. They don't speak much, both shaken to their core. Emma uploads her video diaries to a private server, hoping to make sense of it later, but she can't bring herself to watch them. Days later, in a motel outside Boston, she records a final voice message for her friend Sarah. "I don't know what was real in that place. The dreams, the room, the mirror, it's like they're still with me. I don't dream my own dreams anymore." Her voice cracks, and the recording cuts off. The security camera in apartment 306, left running, captures one final image. The hidden room's door creaks open on its own, revealing the shattered mirror on the floor. A single shard reflects a pair of white, hollow eyes, smiling with too many teeth. The screen fades to black, and text appears. Apartment 306 is currently for rent at $400 a month. No tenant has stayed longer than a month. But the story doesn't end there. A week later, Jake posts a clip online, a snippet from his thermal camera. It shows a cold spot in the shape of a child, standing in the hidden room, its head tilted as if watching them leave. The clip goes viral, with viewers debating whether it's real or a hoax. Some claim to hear whispers when they play it at half speed. Others say they've seen the same child in their own dreams after watching. Emma deletes her social media and moves back to California, refusing to talk about Salem. Jake, however, becomes obsessed, scouring forums for others who've lived in the building. He finds stories of tenants who vanished, leaving behind only cryptic notes about the gate and the ones in the glass. In the final seconds of the video, a grainy still from the security camera lingers, the hidden room, empty except for the mirror's shards. One piece glints, reflecting not the room, but a burning house, a screaming child, and a man with blood on his hands. The screen cuts to black, and a whisper, barely audible, says, "You're next."